Good morning, my name's Greg Schwabe. I grew up Catholic in Boston, was an altar boy, and I actually even worked at the Vatican several years later. But I really found boredom in what I was doing, and when I was about 18 years old, I kind of walked away from church when I joined the military. And it was several years later when I found Jesus again, and it was after literally my life being saved. Going into buildings where I was physically moved from harm without someone touching me. And in my experience with the military, I've suffered physical and mental trauma. I'm a 100% disabled veteran. What God has done for me through this pain has showed me that He's never put anything in front of me that I can't or I'm not capable of doing. And it's literally taken me into my 50s to truly understand that. So when I first got to LA, I went back to church and I had walls up. I wasn't making friends. I had PTSD, and I was afraid of things and afraid of people. And Jesus kind of really knocked those walls down. And if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have met Pastor Daniel, and more importantly, I wouldn't have met Sue, which really, if I didn't find Jesus, there would be no relationship. There would be no Oliver, and there would be no me finally finding happiness, even though I'm crying right now. Just God works in mysterious ways and in my life, and I know that everything good that I have right now is because I'm actually listening to God. The times in my life where I've made my own decision without prayer or without communication is when I've gone down broken roads. And every time I've listened to God is when greatness has happened. I'm an actor, I'm a producer, I'm a stunt guy. I was a baseball coach. I played for Team USA in hockey. I was a football player in college. But the one thing I never used to be able to say, and I'm saying now, is that I'm a child of God. And without knowing that, I don't know my identity. And so my identity isn't what I do or how I do it. It's what I believe and what I allow God to do through me. So what has Jesus Center done for me? It's changed my life. Pastor Daniel married Sue and I. But also Pastor Daniel on Father's Day decided not to show a video and asked people who wanted prayer to come up. And I went up, and after prayer that day, the next morning I woke up and I'm literally walking 5 to 10 miles a day with Sue. So I know that I'm healed. He also prayed for my PTSD. What I can tell you is I haven't had a PTSD nightmare since that day, and that was the last day of San Pedro. So my call to action to everyone in this church is, if you ask for something, ask for big, receive it, and then believe it. Because if you don't believe it, it's not going to happen.